Okay, so we're actually going to start with Aaron Rodgers. So the Jets decided to part ways with him. In a statement released by the team, they said it was important to have this discussion now to provide clarity and enable each of us the proper time to plan for our respective futures. We want to thank him for the leadership, passion, and dedication he brought to the organization and wish him success moving forward. Maurice, do you think the Jets made the right decision?
Yeah, they just they seen what he tried to do, with the last coaches with trying to assemble a team and trying to duplicate what Tom Brady did down there in Tampa Bay, and it didn't work out, and it seemed like a dumpster fire after any and every move that was made, and it felt like the Jets weren't getting any better, and it felt like that they just needed to wipe the slate clean, bring in new coaches, bring a new the staff, and basically just clean out the closet per se, and just go into a new direction. So this is the time you do it. I'm pretty sure they'll will and deal in the draft, will and deal in free agency, and try to bring somebody in, coming to OTAs and things of that nature. But I think that they made the right decision.
Yeah, it was really nothing else they could do with this team. I mean, from the year ago, from the moment he got hurt, everything was downhill. We knew there was going to be changes made. We just didn't know how soon. And I'm going to say congratulations to the Jets. Congratulations for them for having the wherewithal to make this move. Cuz some people would have tried to see what it will look like if he's healthy next season. Some people do that. And I'm glad they had the courage to just say, no, we're not going to prolong this and have another bad year for the Jets and become the next year, after next year, after next year team and actually get it done this year. So this opened the window for, free agency and different people that they could bring in.
Yeah, Mase Aaron Rodgers is going to do good this season. Said Jets was actually a sleeper team, and they were supposed to get it done this year. And that's who he was going with outside of Kansas City. So for him to make that statement, that's very grown of him, and I'm very proud of him that he's making that statement. I'm actually proud that he's done that he knows that's the right thing to do, because it's the right thing to do. Look, Aaron Rodgers got coaches fired. He wanted bring in my man over here, man. Fuck it, got him sitting out there at the Raiders. Get the nigga over here. Like you said, Mo, I like that term you use, a dumpster fire. That's all it's been. And I don't think that the Jets would have had a problem keeping Aaron Rodgers because listen, everybody's not always going to have the greatest season, even though this is statistically win and loss column. This is his worst season ever outside 2006 when he was 0-2. His worst statistical year as a win and loss is concerned ever. And the way he handles himself is probably the reason why they didn't want to bring him back. We've seen everything from when the coach tried to give him a hug after throwing a touchdown, where he pushes the coach. 2 weeks later, after he pushes the coach is fired. He doesn't like the receivers. They bring in his man. I have a great relationship with him from Green Bay. He's over there with the Raiders. He wants to get traded. They bring him over there to the Jets. They accommodated Aaron Rodgers on every level that he wanted to. Everything, I can't say everything because we don't even know what he asked for behind the scenes. And it didn't get done. Not only it didn't get done, they weren't close. So the new regime at the Jets are saying, nah, we ain't dealing with this. He ain't going to get us canned. And act like it's our fault.
Yeah.
We going to get rid of this problem right now. And I really feel bad for Aaron Rodgers because if you look at his career overall, he's one of the most talented quarterbacks ever. We don't have to sit there and talk about a bunch of rings like Brady or John Elway or Ben Roethlisberger or Eli Manning. And sometimes it isn't about the rings. With Tom Brady, that it is about the rings. But the way he's going out, it doesn't look good. And purely because his attitude is leaking onto the field. We looked at Drew Brees. He only has one Super Bowl too, but he went out really good with the same team on his own accord. He didn't get another Super Bowl, but he walked out as one of them people you could be like, yo, Drew Brees is a class act. Aaron Rodgers isn't leaving as a class act. He's leaving right now as a crybaby, at least the Jets organization. Somebody throws tantrums. Somebody who says, I got to go back in the dark to see what I want to do. Says he took his COVID shot, lied about that. Not only lied about it, got caught in the lie and be like, oh, well, I lied, so who gives a fuck? His attitude is terrible. Will he retire? That's a question that has to be answered. But to me, Aaron Rodgers probably doesn't want to go out this way. So I'm pretty sure he'll join another team to try to have a better season than he did last year, because I'm pretty sure it's a lot of teams. I'm not going to say a lot, but it's definitely a handful of teams that would love to have an Aaron Rodgers. So we'll see what happens. But I do commend the Jets from saying, no, if we're going to stink it up, it's going to be on our own accord. And if we're going to win, it's going to be on our own accord. But we can't allow Aaron Rodgers to dictate what goes on within this organization.
Stat, you think y'all will take Aaron Rodgers for a year?
No. No. But things have been happening that I haven't even expected throughout this whole year in all of sports. So if it happens, it's just like, of course. But no, I don't see it happening at all. I don't even think it would benefit us. But what I was going to ask you guys, so obviously throughout the season, we saw all of Aaron Rodgers' appearances on Pat McAfee's show. Do you guys feel like that was an issue or a problem? Because some reports were saying that's led to the reason why, which obviously that's not the full reason why. But Maurice, how did you feel about his appearances on the show throughout the season?
I would say, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch him, but I can see when you go back and say what we were talking about early in the season with anybody is keep the main thing the main thing. And when you're winning, people accept this stuff, but when you're losing, nobody wants to hear anything you have to say other than you going back to the drawing board and getting better. And then when you're losing, people find reasons to hate you. They find reasons to discredit you, criticize you, so on and so forth. And we've talked about that with Micah Parsons and just other people who have these platforms. I don't know if America is ready for that, for people to be like in the mainstream media and also be their celebrity, because, back in the day, the media needed to make you the celebrity. It was other people who basically, edified you or put you on a pedestal. And so to have athletes who now get to play dual roles at the same time, I just don't think people are ready for that. So in short, I'm pretty sure it contributed to it. And, I don't really have an opinion on it, but I'm pretty sure it contributed to people's opinion with Pat McAfee being as the platform being as big as it is.
Yeah, I think when people are watching you make the kind of money that players are making in whatever sport we choose to talk about, that they really want you to win, and they don't want it to look like your focus is all over the place, especially when you're not doing well at the thing that started the other thing that's paying you. We were just talking about this the other day about Paul George and people like that. So you're definitely right, and I concur when it comes to these type of things. You just gotta keep, like you said, the main thing, because these other things are not the thing that's paying you the most, and it seems like you're more focused on that and more passionate about that, and the fans and the organizations are taking a hit for it, and that gotta stop. If they want to go into full-time, sports shows, then go into full-time sports shows, but you're gonna have to do well at the main thing, not just keep the main thing. Do well at the main thing.
Yeah, both of you guys had great takes on that. And I haven't seen Aaron Rodgers this season or past season on Pat McAfee. But you're right, Mo. They didn't have a problem with the previous seasons because he's part of the reason Pat McAfee got the deal that he had. He's been on Pat McAfee for a few years now, a couple years at least. And every Monday or Tuesday, whatever day it is, he comes in and helps. He gave Pat McAfee the credibility that he needed to have to, be successful. Not only be successful, get a slot on ESPN. Not only get a slot on ESPN, curse at 12 in the afternoon Eastern on ESPN. And he's part of that. You understand? But when you're not winning, it looks crazy. Like Mase just said, if you're winning, okay. But when you're not winning, it's not okay. That's just the way it is. And then when you have a season like he just had, what happens is people be like, well, the nigga ain't even really win a Super Bowl in 12, 13 years now that we think about it. He ain't been winning. Has he been having successful seasons? Yes, but he hasn't won a Super Bowl since. So he's too busy worried about being on Pat McAfee. All that happens when you don't get to the big game or win the big game, and then it gets magnified. So I agree with you guys 100%. Keep the main thing, but it definitely gets magnified when you don't have the season. When you had the season he just had, pardon me.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. 2 Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.